right? Somebody's thinking, I'd love to have a device that we can utilize to make phone calls on without having to plug it into a wall, and I can travel anywhere and I can make a phone call on it. So it goes to a consciousness platform. Now it's existing in the etherical region. This thought. Light waves have gone out of the skull from the person that thought about it, right? And now it's existing in this region of space-time that's anchored to his avatar body, because the thought pattern is up there, it's in space-time, but it's anchored still to the body because he has access to the thought pattern about this phone. Because if it wasn't anchored, it would just be a fleeting thought and it would disappear, and he would never be able to say, oh, I hadn't thought about a cell phone. But it's anchored to him, it's tethered to his consciousness, even though it's in space-time. And now it's on the consciousness platform. Then it goes from a consciousness platform into a two-dimensional platform, like a CAD design on the screen, on a computer screen, or written down on a piece of paper. So now we've taken it from a etherical to a two-dimensional. Then we give it to an engineer. That engineer turns into a third-dimensional object that we can manipulate in the third dimension. So by that process, a thought of light waves collapsed into digital bits of matter. Do you understand what we just saw? Light waves coming out of your skull turned into a solid object. Just like that electron turned into a solid object when somebody did what? Consciously observed it. This is the process, yeah.
Is that similar to, let's say for instance, you are tuning into, you want a book on, I don't know, mental telepathy. Mm-hmm. Let's just use that because that's what this is kind of like. But suppose in instant manifestation, a book drops down and says, and just plops there, and that's the book you're looking for. Is that the same concept, only a shorter period of time?
Well, if it just fell on your lap literally at that moment.
Well, the trash can next to me.
Oh yeah? That's a powerful manifestation. They can happen just like that. Things can happen to you. Things can pop up on you that I just thought about it 2 seconds ago, and here it is. Sometimes manifestation happens very fast, and sometimes it can take a process behind it. It depends on the situation, the circumstances, the timing, the events that need to take place, the opportunities that need to open up. In the process of manifestation, sometimes there's 2 or 3 things you have to go through before the actual end result happens. And sometimes it's just one step, boom, here it is. It happens like that too. And so what our job is to do is to understand how thought is interacting with the world, and how our thoughts, based on our intentions, are interacting with other waveforms to collapse them into things that we need. So when you're seeing things in your mind now, is understanding everything are these waves, and then all of a sudden, because I'm thinking about it, I'm synchronizing with that frequency, and it's turning into what I want. Well, how does it turn into what I want? There may be a process to that. So for example, if you want to buy a house, that may require a large down payment. Maybe it's $10,000, $15,000, right? Maybe you don't have that money yet. But now you've seen the house, you've walked in the house, you said, this is the house I really want. I really love this particular house, right? And now you're thinking, okay, the only thing in between me and this house, because the house is available, the house is something I like, everything about it is perfect for me. There's only one barrier, and that's the finances. To actually, I have a way to pay for it every month. I need the down payment money. So now what happens in this manifestation process that we're going to go over today, you're going to find out how to go from where you are now with this barrier in between and find the steps that's needed to get that down payment money so that you can move into that house. Because there's only one thing stopping you. So the house manifestation, the house part of it is already taken care of. It's just now and what it takes is discernment. We're going to learn about that today. Discerning opportunities when they come to you. A lot of us are working on the process of trying to bring things into our reality, and they're almost there, but we're not discerning the opportunities that are coming along the way that are going to help us get to the final result. Because we're too blindsided, we're too focused on one thing, and we're not looking at the opportunities. In other words, to give you an example, I need this down payment money, but I don't have it yet, right? But somebody's telling me about this particular situation that I can get into, and I do have like $2,000, and maybe I can, maybe it's a car wash or something like that. And I can be like, I don't want to get no car. I need to save this money so I can get this down payment on this house. But that car wash will turn into $20,000 in 3 months. All these little things, I'm just giving a rough example, that come to you that you may not realize. There could be an opportunity for advancement at a job. Like, I don't want to be working as a slave at a job. I'm not going to take this advantage, forget the bonus or whatever. And you can blindside yourself. There's a famous parable we're going to talk about the last time. There's a guy who went fishing. He goes out far in the ocean, doesn't tell anybody where he's going. He's fishing, right? His boat capsizes and starts to sink. Now he's out there in the middle of the ocean, boat sinking. He's on his little safety raft, and he's praying to God, please, please, God, come and save me, come and save me. About a day later, a boat actually does come by and throws out a life raft. And he goes, nah, I don't want that. God's going to save me. The boat goes, man, you crazy. The captain's like, you crazy. He leaves. What happens? He's out there like another week. Another boat comes by. Now he's all sunburned. He's starving. He can't drink the seawater. He tells him, no, I don't want to get on that life raft because God's going to save me. The captain goes, you crazy. He leaves. Now the little raft he's on is sinking. He's holding on barely with one arm. He begins to drown. Another boat comes by. Hey, mate, grab on. We're going to pull you in. He goes, God's going to drown. Right? He gets to heaven. He goes to God. He says, hey, I was drowning out there. How come you didn't come save me? God said, you idiot. I sent you 3 boats. You got to recognize the opportunities. Opportunities are like windows and doors. They open, but they also close. And I see it all the time. So I see people pass up good situations and opportunities because they don't recognize what it is, what it's for. Walking through that one door will lead you to another area, that another door will open, and then when you step to this side, here comes the money you need to get that particular thing you're trying to acquire. So it's all about understanding these opportunities. How does that work? You have to be able to discern. So in discernment, it's thought power. It's about the first Hermetic principle, all is mind. So this is really important because you have to be able to do what Nikola Tesla did. I really learned a lot from Nikola Tesla studying his work. Because how did Nikola Tesla create inventions? He didn't write anything down. He didn't write anything. He only wrote down the inventions after he created them. Think about that for a minute. After he created them. So he would sit down and he would go, I want to create an alternator. And he would then put the pieces of an alternator together. He'd find out what he wanted it to look like, first of all. A more of a universal shape, size that could be utilized in many different fashions because he liked to utilize his technology in multiple things. Then he would say, okay, this is what I want the case look, this is what I want the gear, the crank, the this, the that, the coil, whatever. And he put it all together in his mind. Without ever going to an engineer and this and a draw out and sketch and all this, no, all in his mind. And then he thought out the process, what happens when you turn it on. And if he turns it on in his mind, oh, it broke, it didn't work. It didn't send enough electricity into the battery. It caused this malfunction, it had this malfunction, it needed more oil on this particular gear, blah, 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 blah. He would keep going back in his own mind and redoing more experiments and thought experiments in his mind until he got one that worked. Once he got one that worked, then he would actually create it. He'd sketch it out and he'd actually create it. So you see the process there is all about thought power. So when you're in a situation in your life and you're trying to obtain something or achieve something, you have to sit down and think about it. Get out a piece of paper and start writing down information about this and that. And okay, well, what if I thought about it? What if I did it this way? You got to plan it. You got to figure it out. And look for opportunities as they're going to arise. Because when you go into the manifestation process, that's when a lot of things are going to start popping up. And the only thing about it is if you don't recognize them, you skate right by them and your manifestation goes out the window or is delayed. And you can't realize, I did everything right, but I can't understand why this didn't work out for me yet. And then you have people who go, well, this guy's evil and he's this and he's that. And how come everything's working out for him? He's maybe not even a good person. She's not even a good person. Well, you got to understand. Some people are better at things than others. Okay? Some people are just naturally better at things. Like your brain is working on frequency. And if I'm going with a frequency that's tuned into space-time in a way that allows particular things to happen for me, whether it's financially or family-wise or wherever it is, whatever you think that person shouldn't be able to do, if I'm born that way, it's going to be a lot easier for me. Yeah.
Isn't that known as a secret?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. You know, so give an example, Michael Jordan, right? I coached Team USA basketball for 7 years, Junior Olympics, 15 gold medals. And I'm still a Team USA youth development coach to this very day. So I got to work with a lot of youth in AAU, basketball, sports, mostly female sports. But I did boys first, and it was like managing egos. And I said, okay, I got to get out of this. I'm telling you what to do. I can jump over him, though. You know, girls can't jump over nobody. They're going to listen to what you tell them because they're going to have to execute the plan. So I got into female sports and started coaching girls basketball. And started realizing a lot of things, in with that, and that the way that they think about the game is more cerebral. And because of that, you have a lot more success. So in boys basketball, it's based off athleticism. And, within the younger ages, they don't really want to execute anything. But the reason why girls basketball, to me, if you're a basketball purist, what's better to look at is because they go in there and try to execute. They really try to execute offenses and defenses and plays. And so you can see the cerebral part of it is at another level than the boys basketball. And the outcome of the games is usually a lot better. Now, the boys basketball, you have guys, I can just jump over this kid. Why I gotta worry about my fundamentals? You know what I mean? I can just jump over it. But in girls, it's totally different. And it's all about understanding, that. And, so it's everything becomes a mental situation and understanding how the mind works. And if you look at boys basketball, 500,000 boys play high school basketball every single year. Every year, 500,000 boys play high school basketball. 118,000 will make it to college to play basketball in college. Out of that 118,000, they all want to go to the NBA, right? 30 go. Do you see that funnel? Now imagine that you're starting here, and you come through this funnel, which now you made it through that funnel. You were the elite of basketball players on the planet Earth. You made it to the NBA. You one of the 30 out of 500,000. That's like winning the lottery. Now you make it to the Chicago Bulls. You drafted, I'm in Chicago. I'm out here with Michael Jordan. And now I want anybody in this room to name me the two guys that sat on the bench at the end of championship number 6 that were in full suits because they only dressed 10 players in the finals. Nobody? But they're elite, right? They went through that process. They made it to the Bulls championship. They got the big ring on. I don't even know who they are. And I'm a fan of the Bulls. I was at least. Right? Have no clue who these people were. But they were there. On the edge of the bench, wearing a suit, sitting there cheering. Go, Mike. Think about that. So there's people that are just Michael Jordan. I mean, you went through all of that.
I think it was Bill Carter and PJ Armstrong.
Oh no, they played. They never got in the game. Yeah, they never got in the game. Not even once.
Oh.
But they're there. You know why? Because they make up the total roster. So what happens is, you're looking at Michael Jordan, you're going, okay, wow, he's on the court, I'm working twice as hard, I'm doing all my off days, I'm doing stuff at home, I done built the gym in my backyard, I'm working on that, I'm doing all this stuff, I'm getting private trainers and all these workout things, and I'm still not good enough to get on the court with Michael Jordan. Okay? So, in Michael Jordan, he doesn't work out, he goes and plays and golf, gambles all night long, he parties, when the sun comes up, and he just shows up at a game and went and plays for 40 minutes and scores 30 points. And if the other people did that, they'd never even be able to get in the game. So you see, there's levels to this consciously. He's able to do something that other people can't do. And it's not so much because of his athletic capabilities, because there's a lot of guys with the same capabilities and then some of Michael Jordan. It's this. He's able to slow down the game. So just like a bird experiences the third dimension at a different rate of speed than a human being, ants experience the third dimension at a different rate. Okay? Different animals experience reality at different rates. When a bird sees us moving, we're moving like this. When ants see us moving, we're moving in super slow motion. Why is that? They experience time. Time is not a static thing. It varies. And because Michael Jordan has the capability of collapsing time waves, he can slow the game down.
Yo, I was thinking this probably like a month ago.
Yeah.
Thank you for confirming that. And even the animal, I think it's a sloth, the one that moves across the street extremely slow.
Yeah.
So to that animal, we move it extremely fast. But to like a hummingbird,
we're moving slow.
Extremely slow. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why it's hard to swat a fly. We're moving in slow motion.
So it's
right, exactly. Very slow motion. So every animals experience life at a different rate of speed. All different animals, different species of animals experience life at a different rate of speed. But human beings have the capability of slowing things down, even speeding things up. This was a scientific study that was actually done. So they studied children, and they studied how they experience time, and they realized that time runs slower for children. And as every year that it goes by, you get older, time speeds up. Your actual time clock moves faster the older you get. And the younger you are, the slower it moves. I remember sitting in class like, man, I can't believe it's not 3 o'clock yet. And it just seemed like the day was going forever. A 1-hour class seemed like it was 5 hours. And now you wake up in the morning and it's like, I woke up, oh, the sun went down. It's like this now, right? And you can't slow it down. I'm like, I get this text, I'm on set at Gaia TV yesterday, and I'm in the studio, and I get this text message. I go, please guys, my daughter. Because anytime my daughter the oldest one, she texts me, I think it's something important, right? Because she's out of the area. So I go, I gotta check this, please. And I check it, and she sends me a picture of sonogram. So she's pregnant, right? So, well, it was just a couple of days ago, and she was like, you know, this.
Yeah.
And I'm going, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, I mean, the time is just moving so fast, you know? 3 grandchildren later now, and I'm going, where is the time going? And it's just moving, moving, moving. And every time I sit back to think, I'm just gonna take a break and relax, those little 1 or 2 day mini vacations, if you wanna call them, they're like a blink of an eye. So time definitely is moving faster for us. We experience time at a different rate of speed.
Is there a way to train to make time for it?
Well, when you get into a meditation, I'm glad you brought it up. That's where I believe where I was going. The baby thing got me all sidetracked. But anyway, so you're right. So basically, what happens is when you get into sports is a meditation. Meditation is not just sitting in the lotus position like that. There's various different forms of meditation. And when you're going into a hobby or a sport at a high level, when you really execute it, it becomes a meditation. And in a meditation, time and space are totally out the window. Everything moves differently. So when Michael Jordan taps into that frequency, that meditative frequency of his athleticism, he moves into a meditative state. This is what people don't understand. So he's now in a meditative state, not just playing for fun state. And while everybody's overthinking everything and thinking about the game, he's in the flow. And because he's in the flow, everything just slows down. And he's able to see, understand, move, and do things in ways that nobody else can. He's seeing pockets and holes. I mean, there's videos of him jumping through 5 people, maneuvering all these different crazy moves until he gets to the layup. And then why is it that? Because he's in that meditative flow. So meditation could be knitting. Meditation could be walking. Meditation could be athletics. You can meditate in the shower. Many different forms of meditation. Yeah.
Can meditation be dancing?
Meditation can be dancing. Yeah. Anything that you tap into like that, you get to the point where you're a dancer. So you get to this point in your dancing movements where you become one with the actual music. And when you become one with the music, that's when you're in the flow. Yeah.
Which is what Michael Jackson said. He says he's never thinking when he's on stage. He
There you
says
go.
he just feels and flows with everything.
There you go. That's the flow. When you're in that flow, it's an amazing state of being because you really now have tapped into source, and you feel like you're part of that source. And when you're in that mode,